The new season of Indian Premier League is around the corner, and I hope after watching this video you will be able to win the Grand League and Mega Contest. The first match is going to take place between MI and RCB, two giants, Mumbai Indians versus Royal Challengers Bangalore. And the first match between MI versus BLR is going to take place on 9 April 2021 from 7:30 pm. The venue will be MA Chidambaram Stadium, Chennai. Let's look at the squad of Mumbai Indians. I will explain you everything about the unknown players. Let's first go towards Aditya Tare. Aditya Tare, he has played for Mumbai Indians earlier. He is a very good wicketkeeper batsman along with Anmolpreet Singh. Both of these batsmen, they are in very good form. Anmolpreet Singh, he plays for Punjab. They are very aggressive players, and if they get a chance, we may consider them in our Grand League teams. Now let's move towards the all-rounder section. We see here Anukul Roy. Anukul Roy is a handy left-handed batsman and a left-arm spinner for Jharkhand. He is a very good player and a very improved player in fact, and he is mentored by MS Dhoni. So watch out for him. He took a very good catch while fielding in the last edition, and I am sure this time he will get at least one game. Here you can also find Arjun Tendulkar. He is not that special player. In the two T20s he has played so far, he has not performed very well. Let's move towards the fast bowling section. There we find some of the most unknown talents. Mohsin Khan is there. He is a very good player. He has a very good record in T20 cricket. We'll see about his record later. And he's a left-arm bowler. Yudhvir Charak is also there. He's from Hyderabad. I think he's born in Jammu and Kashmir. Yudhvir Charak, he was found by MI Talent Scout team. Same with Marco Jensen. Marco Jensen is a South African player. He has not yet played any international cricket for South Africa. In fact, even in South Africa, he is not regular in his franchise team. South Africa has a franchise system which is now going to be changed into the state system which India has. Marco Jensen, he played in CSA T20 Challenge for his franchise, and in that contest he was able to take 4 wickets from 6 innings. He is a fast bowler, a left-arm fast bowler, and he is a genuine fast bowler who can click 150 if possible. Now in the spinner section you will be able to see Jayant Yadav. Jayant Yadav played a very important role in last IPL. I think you would remember him. He was bought only because of player battles. We will also discuss about player battles later. So MI is known to make tactical changes, and maybe they can bring Jayant Yadav into the mix. Let's look at the RCB squad. In the RCB squad, in the batsman section, you will be able to find Sachin Baby and Rajat Patidar. Sachin Baby is a very experienced player and he is in a very good form recently. Rajat Patidar, you can frame his name on the wall. I am giving you guaranteed after this season, if Rajat Patidar plays all the games, he will be one of the contenders for the emerging player of the tournament. Suyash Prabhu-Desai, he is a 360-degree player like AB de Villiers. Coach Mike Hassan, he has praised both Rajat Patidar and Suyash Prabhu-Desai in the RCB videos, and I am sure at least one of them will get a chance in the next match. In the wicket-keeping section, you can find Mohammad Azharuddin and KS Bharat. KS Bharat is Indian Test match wicket-keeper. Backup wicket-keeper I should say, since Saha is going to retire soon after the World Test Championship. Mohammad Azharuddin is a opener from Kerala, very destructive opener, and as per the coach of RCB, he can change the game at any moment. If Devdutt Padikkal does not play tomorrow, then definitely Mohammad Azharuddin may get a chance. He may also open the innings, so watch out for him and consider him for Grand League. Mohammad Azharuddin also scored a century in just 37 balls in the recently concluded Syed Mushtaq Ali tournament, which is a T20 tournament, domestic T20 tournament of India. Finn Allen, well, he is one of the most promising talents of New Zealand. Very destructive opener. He is a wicket keeper as well. And along with Devon Conway, he has dominated the domestic season of New Zealand this time. Watch out for him, very destructive player, but he is still untested in the conditions where spin is more dominated than pace. Let's see how he tackles the spin challenge. In the all-rounder section, you can find Harshal Patel, a very good all-rounder. He is a former DC player. He was traded into the RCB team along with Daniel Sams. Shahbaz Ahmed, again watch out for this player, a very destructive lower order batsman, a lefty and a slow left arm bowler. He can be very handy. Last IPL I think he played one match and performed very well. Pawan Deshpande, he is a very good all-rounder. We can see his stats later and judge him. In the fast bowling section, Kane Richardson, there are no whereabouts of Kane Richardson known to us so far. Adam Zampa is also going to miss the game. We will discuss about injuries later. Now let's look at the playing 11. If de Kock plays, if he is not in quarantine, then he will open. If de Kock does not play, then you will find Chris Lynn opening the innings and Ishan Kishan will take the wicket keeping opportunity. The middle section, Surya Kumar Yadav, Ishan Kishan, Hardik Pandya and Pollard. This is almost fixed. In the top, Rohit Sharma will open definitely. So one spot is variable, which is de Kock, and he can be replaced by Chris Lee. In the lower order, Krunal Pandya is there. I think he will get a go ahead initially because he was picked in ODI series against England and he performed well. For the other place, for the number 8 place, James Nisham and Nathal Coulter-Nile, they may compete with each other because MI might need a 8th batting option, so they might want to field a player who is good in batting also. They may also play Chawla because the match is going to take place in Chennai and the wicket might turn. Rahul Chahar is there, Bolt and Bumrah, evergreen fast bowlers. Let's look at the RCB squad. Now, if Padikkal is unfit, recently Padikkal was diagnosed as positive, so his lungs may not be at 100%, so maybe he will not be deemed fit to play the match. If he is unfit, then we may see Finn Allen opening the innings. In that case, Azharuddin will be drafted into the team and he may play at number 3. Rajat Patidar can be found at number 5, followed by Maxwell and Washington Sundar. If the wicket is going to turn, then Shahbaz Ahmed may play. He is a left arm spinner. Otherwise, Navdeep Saini or Harshal Patel may get the nod ahead. Both Navdeep Saini and Harshal Patel performed very well in RCB practice matches, which we are going to see later. Kyle Jamieson, the Undertaker, the tall New Zealand bowler, he is also going to play definitely. He was very costly player in the IPL auction. Here is the lineup if Padikkal is fit. In that case, I think Azharuddin will sit out and Finn Allen will also sit out. Daniel Christian may be drafted in. Daniel Christian is a very good player against the pace. He has a weakness against spinners, which we will discuss later. Let's look at the injury update. Daniel Sams and Adam Zampa both have been ruled out of the match. Adam Zampa is ruled out because of his marriage and Daniel Sams is ruled out because he is diagnosed as positive. And there is no news about Kane Richardson so far. RCB is keeping it as secret. These are all the career stats of Mumbai Indians batsmen. You can pause the video and you can look at all the stats. These are all the stats of Mumbai Indians bowlers. These are stats of RCB batsmen and these are stats of RCB bowlers. You can pause the video and look at all the stats. These are all T20 stats. So all the T20 cricket which is played around the world. These are consolidated stats of all the T20 matches. Now let's look at the practice matches. RCB has so far played 2 practice matches. In the first practice match, only 12 players from RCB were able to play. The rest were in quarantine. and RCB used net bowlers to fulfill the squads. Rajat Patidar played a very good innings of 54 from just 35 balls. Suyesh Prabhu Desai, Indian AB de Villiers, as per coach Mike Hassan, he played an inning of 25 from just 15 balls. Navdeep Saini took 3 wickets by giving 40 runs. Chahal bowled very well, took 2 wickets for 20 runs. That too on a very short ground. Harshal Patel was the man of the match. He played a very good inning in the second innings while chasing, and he also took 2 wickets. Because of his good hitting while chasing, he was also given the man of the match. In the second practice match, Rajat Patidar he scored 104 while chasing. See, I talked about Rajat Patidar earlier. He's a very special talent, very experienced as well. He has played against all the different first class bowlers. He has a good first class experience as well. So I am sure Rajat Patidar will have a very nice season. Shahbaz Ahmed, he opened the inning in the first innings and he scored 95. KS Bharat and Maxwell also played well. Christian got 3 wickets and Saini got 2 wickets. In the both practice matches, Saini took at least 2 wickets, but he was very expensive. Now we do not know about any practice matches of Mumbai Indians. I will update you later. So far, if you liked the video, please subscribe to the channel. Now let's move forward. Let's look at the stats of Vijay Hazare Trophy. In the batting section, Padikkal he had an average of 147.4. The Vijay Hazare Trophy is domestic ODI tournament of India. Aditya Tere he had a batting average of 74.8. Both had a very good season. In the bowling section, Dhaval Kulkarni, you may remember him, he played for Mumbai Indians earlier and also Rajasthan Royals. His bowling strike rate is 19.0. That means if he bowls 60 balls, he will be able to take at least 3 wickets. In the 10 overs, he will be able to take at least 3 wickets. That was his form in the ODI tournament. In the Syed Mushtaq Ali Trophy, which is the domestic T20 tournament of India, Sachin Baby had an average of 53.6. Azharuddin he scored 137 balls. He had an average of 53.5. Rajat Patidar had an average of 44.2 and Devdutt Padikkal he had an average of 43.6. In the bowling section, Rahul Chahar he bowled very well. He had a strike rate of 10.9, which means if he bowls 4 overs, he will be able to take at least 2 wickets if he maintains the current form. Let's look at the ground statistics. It is going to be M.A. Chidambaram Stadium of Chennai. You can see the scores of last 5 T20 matches by pausing the video. While batting first, 3 teams won, and while batting second, 2 times team won. So there is no clear disadvantage to the team which is winning the toss. Average first inning score in the last 5 IPL matches at this venue is 150. In the first innings, in the last 5 IPL matches, total 6 wickets were taken by pace. That is 1 wicket by pace per match. So in the first innings, whichever team is bowling, what you can do is you can decide to take only one fast bowler from that team. And you can see 17 wickets were taken by spinners. In the second inning, in the last 5 matches, total 11 wickets were taken by pace bowlers and 18 by spin bowlers. Definitely you can see spin bowlers are dominating. But this is going to be a fresh pitch since first match is going to be played after a long time. So pace bowlers may get a little bit help. So watch out for Trent Bolt. Now let's look at the first IPL match which happened on this ground in the last 2 seasons. In 2019, RCB got all out on 70 and CSK chased the target easily by losing just 3 wickets. In 2018 season, in the first match on this ground, KKR scored 202 for 6 wickets and CSK chased it comfortably. Now let's look at the record of Mumbai Indians on this ground. On this ground, Mumbai Indians has played 8 matches and out of 8, it has won 5. In fact, it has won all of the last 5 matches at this ground. About RCB has won 2 out of 9 matches and it has lost all the 5 matches which were played on this ground in the last 5 years. Now let's look at the record of Mumbai Indians and RCB players on this ground. So on this ground, if we talk about IPL and T20 internationals, Surya Kumar Yadav has a batting average of 87. De Villiers and Kohli also have a very good batting average. In the bowling section, Pollard and Chahal as well as the Piyush Chawla, they have performed very well on this ground. You can pause the video and read the remaining stats of other players. Now let's look at the head-to-head contest. So Mumbai Indians, whenever it has played against RCB, it has won 17 matches and lost only 10 matches. The last 5 matches, Mumbai Indians and RCB both have shared the victories. Mumbai Indians, it won the last match between both of these teams. Now let's look at the player battles. Chahal versus Pollard, my top pick. If you are considering Pollard for vice captaincy or captaincy, then you might be interested in this player battle. Chahal has taken wicket of Pollard 5 times in 50 balls. That means in every 10 balls he takes wicket of Kieron Pollard. Against De Kock also he has a very good record. He has taken wicket of De Kock 4 times in 28 balls. Krishnan also has a very good record against Kieron Pollard. You can look at the remaining player battles by pausing the video. Now let's look at the performance of Mumbai Indians bowlers against RCB batsmen. Bumrah has taken wicket of Maxwell 6 times in 57 balls. And you can see Pollard, Krunal Pandya and Piyush Chawla, all these 3 players, they have a very good record against De Villiers. So if you are considering to drop De Villiers in few of the Grundy teams, I think you can go ahead. But remember, he is AB de Villiers, one of the best T20 batsmen in the world. He may change the game on his day. Dhaval Kulkarni has taken wicket of Kohli 4 times in 81 balls. Now let's look at the performance of RCB batsmen against Mumbai Indians. Devdutt Padikkal generally plays very well against Mumbai Indians. He averages 64 against them. De Villiers and Kohli also play well. In the bowling section, Harshal Patel and Yuzvendra Chahal, they have a very good record against Mumbai Indians. Let's talk about the performance of Mumbai Indians players against RCB. In the batting section, Hardik Pandya, Saurabh Tiwari and Quinton de Kock, they have a very good record against RCB. They play very well against the team which is led by Virat Kohli. In the bowling section, Coulter-Nile, Bolt and Dhaval Kulkarni, they have a very good record against the RCB team. Now let's look at very special analysis. Let's talk about death over specialist. In death overs, bowlers have very high chances of taking wickets. In Dream 11, we get 25 points if a bowler takes a wicket, and we get 8 extra points if he is able to take a wicket by leg before or bowled. These are the death bowlers which can be very handy. You can pick them in your team and you can get good points. James Neesham, Hardik Pandya, Pollard, Jamieson, Chahal and Kane Richardson. Now let's look at the new ball specialist. This is going to be a very fresh pitch, and if there is moisture on the pitch, new ball bowlers will be able to take wickets with the new ball. These are all the new ball players: Siraj, James Neesham, Harshal Patel, Saini, Kulkarni, Bolt and Jamieson. They have a very good record with the new ball. Now let's look at the chasing specialist. It means those players who perform exceptionally well while chasing than while setting up the target. Virat Kohli is a chase master, we all know about him. Ishan Kishan, he plays very well while chasing. De Kock and Finland, both are also very good chasers. If some other players like AB de Villiers are not there in this list, in the chasing specialist list, it means that these players, they play very well in both first and second innings. Now let's look at the first innings specialist. Those players who perform very well in first innings but they do not perform same in the second innings. So some players are De Villiers, Saurabh Tiwari and Devdutt Padikkal. De Villiers, he also crumbles under pressure of chasing that we have seen from time to time. Let's look at the defending specialist. Those bowlers who can easily defend the target. That means if they are bowling in second innings, they can easily try to stop the batsman from scoring runs. They can take a lot of wickets. Jamieson and Bumrah are such the bowlers. So if Bumrah is bowling in second innings, you can even make him captain or vice captain. Now let's look at the best defenders if the target is around 160 because the average score on this ground is 160. So let's see what is the performance, what is the record of bowlers when they are defending a target of around 160. So I have taken some very important T20 matches from all over the leagues as well as international cricket. And from the Mumbai Indians, Adam Milne, Nazir Coulter-Nile and Bolt, they have a very good record when they are defending a target of 160. So if Mumbai Indians it is going to bat first, then these bowlers are going to bowl in second innings. You can consider them for Grand League purpose. Among the RCB team, Jamieson and Daniel Christian, they have a very good record while defending the target of 160. So far, if you liked the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't so far. Now let's move towards the Dream 11 team. There can be two kinds of pitches. First one would support the spinners and the other one would support the fast bowlers because of moisture and grass on the wicket. Let's see which pitch is selected for the first match. If suppose spinners are going to dominate like they dominated in India-England Test series recently, then we are going to take a squad which is dominated by spinners. Let's first look at such a squad. We'll take AB de Villiers. This team is specially for head-to-head contest or short leagues. This is not a Grand League team. So we will be selecting generally those players who are very popular or selected by most of the players. Ishan Kishan is in a very good form. He played very well against England. So I will definitely not drop him. And if the pitch is going to support spinners, then we need a batsman who can dominate the spinners. Ishan Kishan is such a batsman. De Kock, he does not play well whenever a spinner is brought into the attack. So I am not currently considering Quinton de Kock. Azharuddin, if he plays, you can consider him for Grand League. Aditya Tare, I am not sure if he will play. Same for Shrikar Bharat. Let's move towards the batting section. We will take Surya Kumar Yadav. He is in a very good form. Key player of Mumbai Indians and future of this franchise as well. But let's see if he is selected in the next year in the auction or not. We'll go with Virat Kohli also. He is in a very good form against England team. You can make him captain in one of the Grand League teams. Maybe if he will score a century after a very very long time, then he can give you a very good rank in the Grand League. We'll also take Rohit Sharma. He is also in a very good form as we have seen from the England series. Other than Rohit Sharma, we have Devdutt Padikkal. He is in a very good form. We have already seen that his average is above 150 in the recently concluded Vijay Hazare tournament, and even in Syed Mushtaq Ali Trophy he played very well. But the only concern is that he may not be 100% after being positive for the disease. So let's see if he is able to play with his full fitness. If Devdutt Padikkal is going to play tomorrow, I am going to take him in my team, but I will not take risk of making him captain and vice captain in head-to-head team. In Grand League, I will definitely try. Chris Lynn, if he plays instead of Quinton de Kock, you can take him. There is a misconception that he struggles against the spinners. Yes, he struggles, but he does not throw his wicket away against the spinners. He plays them out, he takes singles and doubles. Okay, so if he plays tomorrow, you can consider him for Grand League. He is a very good pick for captain and vice captaincy also. Finn Allen, another good choice for captaincy and vice captaincy in Grand League. If he opens, you can definitely try him. There are other players, Sachin Baby, I'm not sure if he'll play. Saurabh Tiwari, he had a very good start in last season, but I'm not sure if he's going to play because Ishan Kishan is currently the front runner. Pawan Deshpande and Anmolpreet Singh, if they play, I will let you know if we have to select them or not. Prabhu Desai, he is Indian ABD. He will finish the games generally even if he plays. He won't give too much points for us. So if you want to take him only in Grand League. I will take Rajat Patidar. He has a very low selection. He will be our X Factor as well. He has performed very well in recently concluded ODI tournament and T20 tournament, and his performance has been very good in the practice matches. Let's move towards the all-rounder section. We have Glenn Maxwell here. If the pitch is going to support the spinners, Maxwell is also going to bowl. So I'm considering Glenn Maxwell. He is also a very good hitter against the spinners, so he can dominate the batting also. Hardik Pandya, again a very powerful hitter against the spinners, but his strike rate is very low against the right arm wrist spinners. And Bangalore has a right arm wrist spinner in Yuzvendra Chahal. So Chahal may trouble Hardik Pandya. We may have to see. Currently, am I going with Hardik Pandya? Well, not too sure. Hardik Pandya will bat at 5 or 6. So you can take him in Grand League, but for the small league, I am not currently considering him. Also, the pitch of Chennai, it is not a very hard pitch, so Hardik Pandya's bowling may not be that much effective. Kieron Pollard, he also plays very well against the spinners, but against Yuzvendra Chahal, we have seen his player battle. That is why for small league, I am not considering Kieron Pollard. Here, I am going to take Krunal Pandya. Had a very stellar domestic season. He can also turn the ball if he wants, otherwise he bowls medium pace. Washington Sundar is another option for you. You can definitely consider him. Especially in Grand League, if you are going to drop Rohit Sharma, then you can consider Washington Sundar. We have seen that recently Rohit Sharma struggle against the balls which are coming in. Against googlies and off spinners, he struggled a lot. So Washington Sundar can be a good pick to get Rohit Sharma out. We have Dan Krishan also. Try him in Grand League. Very good finisher. If he plays last 3 to 4 overs, he will be able to score very good runs. In practice matches, he got 3 wickets. So a very handy bowler also. Good death bowler. Daniel Sams is not going to play, as I already told you in the beginning. James Neesham, his selection is very low as expected. His batting has not clicked so far in Indian conditions, but he's in a very good form with the ball. If he plays, you can consider him in Grand League team. Arjun Tendulkar, I am not sure if he will play. Shahbaz Ahmed, if he plays, I am going to take him in my Grand League team. Definitely. Shahbaz Ahmed can be your trump card as well. Marco Jansen and Sudhakar Roy, I am not sure if they will play tomorrow. You can try them in Grand League if they play. Let's move towards the bowling section. First of all, we'll take Jasprit Bumrah. On any kind of pitch, he is very dangerous bowler. So even if the pitch turns, Jasprit Bumrah can come and take wickets in the death overs. And if he bowls in second innings, he may take 3 to 4 wickets in bulk. So we will not want to miss out a player like Bumrah. He has a very high selection also. If we miss him out, then and on his day he can play very well. Yuzvendra Chahal is there. If the pitch is turning, then Yuzvendra Chahal can be very dangerous. And then another spinner, Rahul Chahar is there. So this will be our team if the pitch is going to turn. Now what changes will we make if the pitch is not going to turn? If it is a almost flat pitch or if it supports the fast bowlers because of moisture. In that case, we will go with Hardik Pandya. He can bowl very good cutters and seamers. And other than Hardik Pandya, in the bowling section, we can go with Trent Bolt, a very good bowler against with the new ball. We have already discussed he has a very good record with the new ball. We'll try Jasprit Bumrah. Definitely, he will be in our team. He has a high selection also. We'll try Mohammad Siraj. Very good bowler with the new ball. Very underrated. In the last season, he took 4 wickets in one spell with the new ball. So definitely we'll consider Mohammad Siraj. Then one more bowler is left and I will go with Kyle Jamieson. Now let me tell you why. Kyle Jamieson, he may trouble at least 2 to 3 Indian batsmen. He is very tall bowler who can trouble with his bouncers in India. So here I will drop Hardik Pandya if I am going to take Kyle Jamieson, because Hardik Pandya recently struggled in the England series against the bouncers. So instead of Hardik Pandya, we can go with Glenn Maxwell, or you can also go with Dan Christian. I will go with Maxwell because Maxwell will bat in the top order. So this is going to be my team if the pitch is going to support the fast bowlers or if it is a flatter kind of pitch. What you can do is you can also drop Siraj or Jamieson from your team, and you can take any batsman or all-rounder. If you have reached here and if you have not subscribed to the channel, then please subscribe to the channel. I have also left link of my Telegram channel and Twitter profile in the top comment and description. If any change happens in the toss, and if after reading the pitch report, if we decide to make any changes in our team, I will update in the Telegram channel. Also, I post all the updates regarding any analysis which I do for any matches. For analysis of all the matches in both Hindi and English, subscribe to the channel. I will post analysis for each IPL match throughout the season. See you in next video. Bye.